Hey y'all, today we're going to be talking about property taxes. Ew. I know, it's a gross topic and we don't really want to talk about it, but we need to know. So I want to help keep you informed whether you are buying a house or just living in a house and you don't understand your property taxes. You want to know more. That's what we're here for today. So this is the Brazoria Central Appraisal District. Yes, it used to be called the Brazoria County Appraisal District, but they've since changed their name because technically they are affiliated with the state. So everything that we're going to be looking at today are examples of homes that are all the same market price value from the appraisal district. But if you want to find information on your own home, you just go to brazoriacad.org, hit property search. You can search by your name, or if it's easier, you can search by your address. Once you do that, it will come up with a page. You click the right one and it will show you these things. So we're going to dive in. So this is the first one. We're going to be looking at homes that are all at that market value of $300,000. All of these homes are at the same price so that we can look at different scenarios. So the first things that we need to understand are the tax rate and the tax value. What does that mean? So as you can look at the tax rate, we have all of these different jurisdictions and they have tax rates. So they're going to take this value, your market value or your taxable value, which we'll get to. Right now they're the same. They're going to take this tax rate times this value, or this one once we get there, and this is what your estimated tax will be. So the tax rate is very important to understand that it's different than the taxable value. The taxable value is what they're saying is the value of your home. So while tax rate can fluctuate, I mean, it can go down, it can go up, it can stay the same. Taxable value usually doesn't. It usually goes up, especially in the last 6 years. So that's why your property taxes are going up so much. So let's look at what this means. You think of property tax typically as one thing, but there's all these different jurisdictions. So in Alvin, these are the most common ones. We have the city of Alvin. We have Brazoria County Conservation and Reclamation District number 3. You might also hear Brazoria County CNR number 3. It's a drainage district. We have Brazoria County. We have Alvin College. We have Road and Bridge Fund. And we also have Alvin ISD, the school district, right? So you can see each one, City of Alvin tax rate times the taxable value equals this estimated tax. And that's what all of this adds up to. So the total tax rate for most homes in Alvin, most, okay, not all, we're going to talk about that too, is this 2.446301. So this home does not have a homestead exemption or anything like that, which we'll also get to. So the taxes are $7,338.90. So that's kind of the biggest thing. You know, we need to understand what the tax rate is. We need to understand what the tax value is. And then we see that all of these things add up to this here. All right, next scenario. Again, it's still $300,000 is what this house is valued at, the market value. Okay, we're not going to be talking about homestead exemptions yet, which we'll get to, but we're going to be talking about MUDs. A MUD is a municipal utility district. These are mostly in newer neighborhoods where these fund the infrastructure that has been put into the neighborhood. Things like streets, water, sewer, drainage, things like that. Yes, you are paying for that in your taxes. Okay, so you'll see you have all of the same jurisdictions. The city, CNR number 3, county, Alvin College, Road and Bridge, Alvin ISD, but you have this MUD right here. Okay, so you can see it is this tax rate times this taxable value. And so it raises your taxes from $7,300 to $9,400 now. So that is the difference of a MUD tax. I want you to be aware. Most newer homes are going to have this MUD tax in Alvin. All right. Next scenario is the homestead exemption. So we're finally going to talk about this. I took away the MUD tax because that can vary greatly, but I found one that has that same tax rate as the first one that we talked about with all of those same jurisdictions. And again, we have the same market value. But as you can see, they have a homestead exemption. These numbers are different. So, and they vary, as you can see, with each thing. So Alvin College, you don't get a break, okay? 300,000 and 300,000. But with the city, your taxable value is 240,000 for all of these. So now you're being taxed on, instead of 300,000, you're being taxed for 240,000. So they take this tax rate times this number, and this is your estimated tax. And you can see it's a little bit different for Road and Bridge, and even lower for that ISD school district. So that same tax rate as the first one, and this was the same number here without exemptions, $7,338. But now that there's an exemption, a homestead exemption on here, you're paying $5,043 instead. So it's very important that you get your homestead exemption. If you live in your home and you own it and you have a driver's license or a state ID and you don't have your homestead exemption, it's time to get it. And then last but not least, there's also an over 65 exemption. There's disabled veterans exemptions. There's a couple of different ones, but over 65 is the next most common exemption. So I wanted to show you that one as well. It's all of the same things, same jurisdictions, same number here, but they actually have a over 65 exemption. So what that does here is that freezes, it changes these, right? Okay, I can't speak for each and every one, but it will freeze your taxable value on your home whenever you do that. So at that time when they did it, their home was valued at $90,000. So they have a freeze ceiling here, and this is what they're paying. So that's the basics of property taxes here in Alvin. I just want you to know that like property tax isn't just one thing. It's all these different things that are coming together and all these different little calculations that they're putting together in order for you to have your property taxes. If you have any other questions, just feel free to send me a message or text me, call me, whatever. I'm here to help. All right. Thanks. Bye.